to Rhine Synth Advisory channel. My name is Nelson, and in today's video we are going to look at the problem statement. A problem statement is a section of the chapter 1 of a research proposal, and it is the most important section of that chapter. Usually when you present your proposal, you will be asked to state your problem in one sentence. If usually you haven't gone through a process that we call problem identification, problem analysis, and gap analysis, you are unlikely going to be able to give us your problem in one statement. Worry not, in today's video I'm going to take you through the steps of coming up with a problem statement, and I'm also going to give you some of the questions that a good problem statement should answer. And once you follow this, you'll always come up with a fantastic problem statement. Alright, so let's dive in. So let's look at the steps of generating a problem statement. So first, you've got to do what we call a situation analysis. So a situation analysis just involves looking around your situation to try and identify a problem. So many times you have a topic, but you need to find out what actually is happening within that topic. So usually you want to compare the ideal versus the current. Okay, and when you do that, you'll definitely find a difference. So when you find a difference, that's what we call a problem. So usually that process is called problem identification. For instance, it could be an example could be the maternal mortality rate. You could find that maybe there is a target by the Ministry of Health to have a certain number of children make it to a certain age, but you find the current situation, so many children are dying. So that gap is what we call a problem. Usually you'll find a number of problems, okay? So you have to rank those problems in a list and select the most urgent or important problems depending on your study or your relevance of the study. Then you have to define the problem. So defining the problem looks at 3 dimensions. So you have to define the problem in person, place, and time. And I'm going to talk more about that when I'm looking at the questions that a problem statement answers. Once you're done with the situation analysis, where you've identified the problem and you've defined it, then we go to analyzing the problem. And this is problem analysis. So once you've selected the problem that you want to tackle, you go in and analyze the problem. So when you analyze the problem, you are looking at the causes of the problem. You are looking at the risk factors of the problem. You're looking at the things that increase or decrease the problem. Then you're also looking at the consequences of the problem, okay? If this problem is not addressed, what is likely to happen, all right? So that is what we call problem analysis. And there are a number of tools that can be used for problem analysis, the commonest being the root cause analysis or fishbone diagram that most of you may be aware of. So after you've done the problem analysis, the next stage is the gap analysis. So you've got to do a gap analysis. And in a gap analysis, you're looking at the solutions that are currently there to address the problem and to what extent they are trying to address the problem. Usually there are some solutions that are being attempted by a few people, but they usually are not sufficing. So there is usually some thing that needs to be done, and that's where your study comes in. Once you are able to identify the gap, you're looking at the literature, you're looking at the solutions that are currently there, and you see that there is something perhaps that has not been addressed that needs to be addressed, and that's where your study comes in, okay? So once you're able to do that, then you'll be able to answer these questions, okay? And what are these questions? These are the 10 questions that usually a problem statement answers. So let's look at these problems. Let's look at these questions that a problem statement answers. Question number 1, what is the core problem? Usually this is a topic statement. It's the beginning statement of your first paragraph of the problem statement. And here you tell us your problem in a very clear and concise manner. What is the magnitude of your problem? So here you're giving us numbers, you're giving us statistics of the problem, you're giving us the actual problem as far as literature has found out, as far as reports, okay? And usually you have to give citations for the magnitude. Then we have who is affected. So here now we are looking at the dimensions of the problem. We are looking at the people who are affected by the problem. So this may be an ethnic group, this may be an age category, this may be a different sex, maybe male or female. So you have to tell us who is affected, okay? Then where does the problem occur? So you have to give us a geographical location where the problem occurs the most. Okay, this could be in a rural area, this could be in an urban area, this could be a particular district, this could be a particular local village. Then you have to tell us when the problem occurs. So usually here you're giving the time component of the problem. Certain problems are seasonal. Alright, so we have a problem like diarrhea. And we know that diarrhea usually occurs in the rainy season. So you're likely to have it during that time. Then you have to tell us that. Then there are problems which are perennial. There are problems which are occurring throughout. So you have to tell us when the problem occurs, okay? Then the other question is, what increases the problem? So you have to tell us some of the variables of the characteristics that increase the problem, okay? These are what we call risk factors, okay? Then you have to tell us what the consequences of the problem are. So what are the consequences of the problem? Usually they are divided into short-term, medium-term, and long-term consequences. So you have to tell us all those three consequences. Then the other is, what are the current solutions to address this problem? So usually the problem has a solution or a number of solutions that are being attempted, but that may not be completely solving the problem. So you have to tell us those problems, those solutions to the problem, and also tell us what they are doing and what they are not doing. Then, of course, you have to tell us why they are not working. There's usually a reason why they are not working. Perhaps there is literature that has not been done yet, studies that have not been done yet that would help those solutions maybe work on the problem even better. So you have to tell us what your study is going to do in that case. After you have identified the solutions and their gaps, how is your study going to be of help? What is the aim of your study? So usually that is the last statement of a problem statement, telling us what your study is going to be able to help as far as the problem is concerned. So that is the problem statement in a nutshell. If you're able to answer these questions, then you're going to have a wonderful problem statement. Thank you so much for watching this video. If it was helpful, please hit the subscription button and the notification bell for more videos like this. Bye-bye. This could be a particular municipality. This could be a particular municipality.